Today I'm back for another Forge of Light, and in this Forge of Light, you either get the Rattle-Spear, which is really good, or you get the Breath of the Forest, which is technically also really good, but only for city defense, and also could be really good in the new Roots of War game mode. So stick around in this video for a breakdown of these artifacts, my spending some gems probably, and also a bunch of keys, trying to get the Rattle-Spear, and hoping I don't get the Breath of the Forest. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and it's no secret that I do really enjoy the artifacts in Call of Dragons. In fact, in my last Forge of Light video, I got insanely lucky with absolutely perfect pulls and perfect split between the Spring Blades and also the Gold Crest, bringing it to max skills and 6 stars, which was amazing. I've also got the Dragon Scale Armor and the Infernal Flame, max skills, 6 stars. I'm mentioning this because as I look at the Rattle-Spear, the thing I ask myself is, do I really need it? And is it really that much better than the Shadowblades? So in this video, I'm going to cover several topics. First of all, a review of the artifacts, then I'll do the polls, and lastly, I guess we'll do some post-game to see, like, okay, was it worth it? Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the Rattle-Spear versus Shadowblades debate. And if you're a low spender or free to play, the answer here is beyond obvious. It's that the Shadowblades are pretty damn good, and you're going to get them for free just from opening up a bunch of keys. Now, I can even take the Shadowblades up to level 4, which is going to give me 3,000 damage factor hitting 5 targets. But there are several downsides to the Shadowblades that I think we need to talk about. The first is that in big fights, artifacts with templates are unusable. They simply lag out your game and don't do anything. So in small fights, they are usable and great, but big fights, templated artifacts are actually unusable right now. And I'm going to assume the developers will fix that. So we'll give a knock against this artifact for that, because until it's fixed, you can't use them in the most important fights in the game. But for everything else, it is good. And the thing I dislike about this artifact is that the range is really small. So although 5 legions in a rectangle sounds like a good idea, the reality is that you generally hit far, far fewer than that. And if you hit more than 5 things, you're probably about to die anyways, or are such an overdog in a fight that, like, does it even matter? I guess you maybe get some merits, right? So this brings us now to the Rattle-Spear. And I have had a chance to play with the Rattle-Spear since the last time I had an opportunity to pull for it. And I have come to appreciate the Rattle-Spear, and I also think the template changed slightly. You see, the way the template works now is that you'll get this huge cone. You can even kind of see the outline of it in this little example. And you'll have a smaller cone where you can control where 3 different strikes are going to happen. But if you are on PC and you hit escape, you'll still fire off the spears without canceling the artifact. You just can't rearrange the direction you're shooting in. Well, that's pretty good, actually. This is a big deal. My biggest criticism of the Rattle-Spear is that it was an incompetent artifact, because you can't sit there for 6 seconds looking at a template moving around. You need to control your marches for those 6 seconds. And it was unusable to me in that state where you either canceled it and missed out on damage, or you couldn't control your marches for 6 seconds while you were, using this little template that you really don't care about. So I was very happy to see that I can escape out of this and still use it. And the reason that this is powerful is really not because of the march speed reduction, but because it's got a nice range, and you do 3 strikes, and you don't need to have a lot of targets in there to get value. In fact, you only need 1, and you can do some nice damage either to several enemies or to 1 enemy. Now, in addition, not only do you max out at 2,500 damage factor, but also the 20% defense penetration is pretty good. Who would care about this artifact, however? You see, you inflict this defense penetration, or you really gain this defense penetration, when you inflict defense break on the enemy. So if you have an awakened Kanara, or you have an awakened, I mean, I guess you don't need to have him awakened, but I think it helps. We'll go get a look. But if you have Nico in a really great spot, then you might care about the Rattle-Spear. So let's walk through that. Nico does a defense break. So the defense break is what you're looking for to trigger the additional defense penetration. Okay, so Nico does it on his active skill. When awakened, launching a normal attack on a target legion that already has defense break, they have an 80% chance to deal additional hero skill damage. Okay, so whether or not he's awakened doesn't actually matter. If you're a big Nico fan, you might really like using the Rattle-Spear. But in addition, Kanara, when she's awakened, she has a 20% chance to inflict a defense break, which means you get that, additional defense penetration from the artifact. Plus, Kanara Primary, if you use her, has a talent Ambush, another 10% chance to inflict a defense break. So if you're using Kanara Primary or you're using Nico, I think you can enjoy the benefit of the Rattle-Spear here and enjoy this passive buff. And that would be the reason, in my opinion, that pushes the Rattle-Spear above the Shadowblades. Again, this is a whales play. I think if you're free to play low spend, hoard your keys for other opportunities to get more value. Now, this brings us to the Breath of the Forest, and this is a weird one. The Breath of the Forest is actually pretty good for defending your city. And the weirdness here about artifacts for city defense is that you can't activate abilities. So if you're going to actually garrison, and this says captain of a city or stronghold, which means that this will also be really good, I think, in the new Roots of War game mode, which is like Ark of Osiris from Rise of Kingdoms. I actually think this is going to be an important artifact. Like, I will max this. I will take it to 6 stars. I will use it in Roots of War until we get something better. And who knows when that's going to be. But this artifact, once every 30 seconds, will give you a bunch of healing factor, which is great in Roots of War. Not as exciting for defending a city, but great in Roots of War. It'll give you a hit point effect, which, like, okay, 10 seconds of 30% hit points is not bad. That averages out, right? You get one effect every 30 seconds. That's like 10% HP averaged out. Or you start removing debuffs every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. I mean, that's okay, right? But all of these effects are better than what you get with pretty much any other artifact if you're defending your city or a structure. And in addition, you also have stats for all troop types. Now, this is really good in Roots of War, where, yeah, I mean, you're going to put whatever troops into that garrison you possibly can, right? So 40% garrisoned attack, 22% defense. I think it's pretty good. I would ideally see this be the, a 7.5% artifact, right? But for now, from a garrison standpoint, I think it's pretty good. So I'm going to go for the Rattle-Spear. And the weirdness of the Breath of the Forest is that somehow I've been lucky/unlucky that I actually could max this thing now. Like, I have been getting it from regular keys for whatever reason. Like, anytime I'm using keys, I seem to just freaking magnet onto this thing and get more of it, which is just really weird. So I have a ton of this thing. And any extra emblems I get for it are just trash. Like, I'm literally going to use them to level up other things, just to, unlock the 6th star on some artifacts. So that's the precursor on Forge of Light. I would say for most people, this is pretty skippable, except there's one weirdness here. And I don't know how true this is, but when we look at the alternate prizes, this is currently the only way in the game to obtain Greymar's Warhammer. Now, I have had people tell me that this is a visual glitch, that you can't actually unlock it. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have heard of 0 people, and we're like half a day in to this event now, but I've heard of 0 people that actually obtained a Greymar's Warhammer. So I don't know if this is a visual glitch and you're actually getting some other artifact here or what, but it would be pretty cool to pull it and to just play around with it. Even though I don't think it's the best infantry artifact, I am really curious for the sort of damage and stun, especially in Roots of War. I think it could be cool. Now, the Bloodblade banner is something I didn't have a lot of respect for, but I've come to appreciate it more and more now that, people are starting to get a sort of body of artifacts accumulated. Once you get to the middle or end of your season, you actually could go and put some artifact experience into this thing and level it up, which I think is kind of interesting. And this is for rallying specifically. I mean, look, most people don't even need this. You don't need it for, Darkling Forts either. This is for rallying players that you'd really kind of care about it, or a pass. And like, I mean, very few people actually need the darn thing. The Sorlin's Blade is a really great cavalry item, in my estimation. I like the march speed, and I like the cavalry attack. I've used Sorlin's, I loved it. I used the Kingslayer, I loved it. I used the Spring Blades, I loved it. All 3 cavalry artifacts are actually just way too fun. So I think Sorlin's Blade could be cool, especially if you run multiple cavalry marches. And the Lucius Horn and the Ancient Tree Roots, they're just trash, man. They're fodder. The Lucius Horn, actually, I say it's trash. I will take that back. You could use the emblems as fodder, and I think like that would be probably a good idea. But also, when this thing's maxed out, you can spawn in level 7 resource nodes every 2 hours. Actually super convenient. Like this is, I mean, maxed out gives you 40% gathering speed. Lucius Horn actually is not terrible, but you don't need skill levels on it to get the gathering speed. So let's do this thing and try my luck. And if I'm super lucky, I get a Greymar's Warhammer, but I don't know if it's actually there. I think it's advertised, but is it there? We'll only know from pulling. Will I get lucky? For some definition of lucky, and will I just get Rattle-Spears, which is what I ultimately want. Let's give it a shot. I mean, this is such a skippable draw for me that, like, if this goes poorly off the start, I honestly might just bail. If it's going well, then I will spend gems to max out the Rattle-Spear, I think. So let's give it a shot and see how it goes. 10 pulls. I would expect to get nothing yet. 20 pulls. Nothing. I mean, this is what you expect. 30 pulls. Nothing. Remember, you go to 90, and that's your pity. Guaranteed on your 90th pull to get something. 40. Nothing. Okay. The alternate form of pity is that if you don't get your selected artifact, and of course I chose the Rattle-Spear, then after 2 times of not getting your selected artifact, you are guaranteed to get the selected artifact after that. So we'll see how this goes. We're up to 60. Still not doing great here, chat. 70. Okay, we're going to pity here, right? I was like too lucky last time. 80. All right. I don't think we went to pity. But what will we get? If I get a Rattle-Spear, huge win. If I don't get a Rattle-Spear, it's a bit of an L. Okay, Breath of the Forest. Not great. Not great. Okay, definitely not great. I think I continue forward until I at least get one more Rattle-Spear. But how far will I go is the question. We'll find out. Oh, God. If you like Call of Dragons videos designed to help you get value and smash your enemies, consider subscribing. I do well in this game. And sometimes I get really lucky. Last time the luckiest I have ever been in pulls in a mobile game, perhaps. And we'll see if it carries this time around. I think it might be time for the luck to even out, which is absolutely a bummer. Oh, boy. Okay, come on. Please. I'm going to do all these pulls. I'm going to get one Rattle-Spear, and I might just like be like, all right, I'm out, man. I might just be like, I'm out. It was worth trying, and if I got lucky, okay, here we go. Rattle-Spear me. Rattle-Spear me. Please. Please! Rattle-Spear! Come on! Okay! I got a Rattle-Spear. It's the most awkward situation because, like, do I continue? I think I can. How many gems is this worth to me, though? I don't know, man. I have the gems. I have a big fight coming up. It'd be great to upgrade the Rattle-Spear, right? Like, we forge forward and hope for the best. 10 pulls. Come on. Please. 20 pulls. This is going to be bad. I feel like you usually go to 90. 30 pulls. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. 40 pulls. Please. Okay. Nothing. 50. Bit of a yikes. 60. Now we're spending gems. Okay. 70. The gems are being deployed. Oh, boy. 80. Okay. We didn't go to pity. Greymar's Warhammer. or Rattle-Spear? Okay! Woo-hoo! Chat, we're doing it. Do I continue? Remember, I am committing to spending another 180,000 gems to get one more Rattle-Spear guaranteed. I mean, you can't get lucky forever. I probably should stop here, but we continue. We forge forward, chat. Pun not intended with the forge artifact keys. Okay. There's 20. Oh boy. 30. Okay. 40. Nothing. Okay. 50. Nothing. 60. Not getting it. Okay. 70. I should have quit while I was ahead, chat. I should have. 80. 80 pulls. Rattle-Spear. Woo-hoo-hoo! Wow. Okay. It's working out, chat. I'm actually getting lucky. Okay. Skill level 2. Skill level 3. Skill level 4. I mean, I think we go for broke now. Now that we're in striking distance of maxing this thing, I feel both uncomfortable and more comfortable kind of going for it and also seeing if we get a Greymar's Warhammer, which I don't think we will. And even if I did, it's going to be skill level 1, so who cares? But whatever. We're going for it. 10. I can't believe we Rattle-Speared like that. 20. Wow. I can't believe it. 30. GG. Okay. 40. Nothing. Okay. 50. Nothing. All right. This is fine. 60. Nothing. 70. All right. We're going to pity. All right. All right. 80. Please, Rattle-Spear. Please. Let's freaking go! Woo-hoo! Okay! You've got to be kidding me! Well, Chisgule does it again in the Forge of Light. That is really, really, really good. It worked out, chat. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I got a big fight coming up. This thing is 5 stars, but 5 skills. I have got to skill this up. 100%. I got to start this up. So I'm going to start this up for the fight, but like, what do I shred? I think Storm Arrows is something I'm comfortable getting rid of. I have one too many Breaths of the Forest. I do want to max that, but like, not today, apparently. This peacekeeping item I can get rid of. And I want this staff to be cool. I don't know that it is, but I also know that I'm really not using the Dragon Rift. So like, I think I get rid of one of those. And this way I can still max Breath of the Forest someday. And I think I just call myself lucky here. That overall, this has been good. Wow. That is shocking to me that worked out. Ascend. 7.5% damage dealt. That's a nice upgrade, chat. That's real good. So now my artifacts for my main team are looking really good. Right? Like max Gold Crest, max Infernal Flame. I've got max Spring Blades, which currently is on Thea, but normally is on a cavalry hero, right? I've got max Rattle-Spear. I've got max Dragon Scale Armor. Yeah, we're doing the thing, man. I'm going to be live streaming fighting very soon. It's going to be really crazy. Big fight. It's the Dragon Zone. Huge brawl. Consider subscribing if you haven't already to watch that go down. Pass opening it's actually going to be tonight, but I'm not going to stream that because it's kind of, pass app and openings like a slower pace sort of a thing. It's a lot of walking, and as fun as it is to stream, I'll stream tomorrow when I think I'll stream tomorrow when the action unfolds. Often I just fight in this game and just kind of enjoy the fighting, but I'll have cards in the end screen from other times that I've live streamed fighting. Last season, we fought the Dragon family in Zone 3, and we won. And we still shared the dragon because we had an agreement to do that. This season, their diplomacy team, I don't know where they're at, man. We have one representative who I think was so upset with how that was unfolding. He, on his own side, the Dragon family side, that he quit the game. And again, there's another representative that I really enjoy chatting with and working with, and we forged the original relationship with the Dragon family, but I haven't been able to reach them. I know they're super busy, so hopefully we can reconnect and sort out what's going on. But for now, we got a big war, and we need to win. So we'll see how it goes. Check it out. Subscribe. You're not going to want to miss it. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom. I'll see y'all real soon.